Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we're reviewing the new album from Paak. This one is entitled Ventura. Before getting into the review, I just want to quickly shout out Tiger Woods for winning the Masters tournament this year. I know it's not related to music in any way, but yeah, I just grew up watching him and being a big fan, so there's a shout out. Anyways, Paak is an American R&B, soul, hip-hop artist. He first broke onto the scene in 2012 with his debut album under the moniker Breezy Lovejoy. He has come off some success from his 2016 record Malibu, which landed him a nomination with the Grammys for Best Urban Contemporary Album. And just last year, he dropped Oxnard, a nod to his hometown in California. This was also the first release that I personally checked out from Paak in full. I was very close to doing a review of it last year. However, I decided against that. I just felt like many other people were giving it the praise it already deserved, and I was a little late to the punches. Also, sometimes I just feel like I can't express my words in the best of ways. Here we are with Ventura, though, another reference to a region in California, another release from Anderson. Notably here, we slip back into the R&B focus, which originally made Paak stand out against his contemporaries. We get a lot more singing, a lot more crooning, less aggressive beats, more funky bass lines. This album is once again packed. Get it? Paak? Oh god. My puns are getting worse and worse. Anyways, it's packed with a lot of features like Oxnard was in 2018, however, more of an R&B focus like I was saying. On here you won't find any Kendrick Lamar, you won't find any J. Cole, you'll find artists more like Brandy. Others include Sonia Elise and Lila Hathaway. Andre 3000 is about the only real rap feature you'll find on here. He's on the opening cut, Come Home. He drops a few funny bars on a track that's pretty focused on its sleek and sexy instrumentation, namely with the muted guitars, the rattling drums. The track listing then moves into full-on seductive territory with the second song, Make It Better, featuring Smokey Robinson. Easily one of my favorite songs of the year. The storytelling is very captivating. We get some staccato delivery that works. The singing is sultry, a bit on the raspier side of things, but for R&B and soul, it adds a little spice, it adds a little flavor, it adds a little personality. At the core of the song, though, the melody is the stickiest on the project. It reminds me quite a bit of some of the performances on the new Leon Bridges album, so if you're into him, this is right up your alley. The third track on Ventura, Reaching Too Much, is pretty compelling for about the first minute and a half. We get some pulsating bass. We also get some Motown-inspired horn lines. Also, the drums really nailed their fills here, and it just is a song that makes me want to get up and dance. Then unfortunately, the song kind of transitions into this very slow R&B section or composition. It has more of this glossier electronic drum beat that stays pretty stagnant, and that becomes really stale and repetitive for a song that is close to 6 minutes long. I just feel like the track loses some of its steam, loses its punch, loses that danceable kind of vibe that had going for it in the first minute and a half, and kind of just replaces it with this dry and less appealing dream aesthetic, which I don't really care much for. Moving on from there, though, the funky bass line is definitely slapped and slid on the song Winner Circle. This one is a highlight on the project for the bass for sure. The flow of rapping towards the end of the song, though, is a little derivative in the way that it feels like it's a rehash of Who Are You from Oxnard. The other low points on this project come on the songs Good Heels and Yada Yada. The former feels like it's a little brief kind of interlude. It throws off the pacing of the album, especially when Yada Yada takes about a minute to get things moving again. And even though I'm almost put to sleep on Yada Yada, I feel like the transition from this song to King James is very smooth. Kind of kicks up the energy level a notch too, which is very appreciated. And man, with King James, I love this song. I feel like it's got a pep in its step. It feels a lot like Tints was on Oxnard. Then moving on from there, we get a song called Chosen One. This one has some seductive vocals from Paak. The form switches about a minute and a half in again. Although the strings that rollick in on this track are very captivating, but the downside I feel like is Sonia Elise's vocals. They don't really add anything interesting to the mix. The penultimate track on this record is called Twilight. It's pretty euphoric and cheerful for its horns. The timbre of the voice from Paak on here, it's gorgeous. I feel like the key of the song suits him very well. And then we get like this jerky kind of bumpy kind of bass. Makes me feel like I'm listening to like this funky electronic fusion of what the original South Park theme song was. Then closing out the album, we get a song called What Can We Do? It's featuring Nate Dogg, who has previously collaborated with Eminem on the song Till I Collapse. I feel like this is a great closing track. It's got a catchy melody to it. Overall, I feel like this album is exuberant. It's full of soul, it's full of funk. It also trims the fat of what was on Oxnard. I feel like it's more concise, more cohesive in its sound. However, I do feel like it's a step down in quality in terms of the melodies and the songwriting. We don't get that same political bite as what was on Oxnard, I feel. And also initially when I listened to Ventura, I thought it was something special. But the magic's kind of wearing off with multiple listens. It's kind of cooling off for me. Don't let me scare you away from this album. I feel like it's worth checking out if you're looking for some R&B this year. So I'm feeling a 7 out of 10. Let me know what you thought of this album. Sound off down below in the comments. Leave a like if you liked today's video. Subscribe if you're new in town. Tell your friends about the channel. And thanks for watching. As always, have a rockin' day.